Hi, everyone. This is Sarah from Soul Heart Intuitive Coaching. Hopefully, you've had a great weekend and your Monday is off to a good start. We're here to discuss the energy for the week from December 9th to December 15th. So, while there may not be a lot of planetary energy, the one that there is this week packs a little bit of a punch. And with the amount of fire that's in the sky, it can be really easy to lose your temper or to get into confrontations with people. So try and take a step back before you do that. As I've said the last few weeks, lead with kindness, lead with compassion, lead with love. So let's get started with the energy for this week and what each of the signs need to know. Pay attention to your sun and your rising sign. And like always, we're going to start with Aries. So, Aries, yours card is spend time in nature. And it says, let the beauty of nature refresh your soul. There's something that's really important, especially with all this fire, and you have fire in you naturally, that you want a cooler head to prevail. Nature is a great way for you to do that. That way you can get out, you can just let nature kind of redirect you, re-guide you, and take you where you need to go. So nature is going to be your saving grace this week. If you feel yourself getting a little fired up, take a walk outside, or even just step outside and let that help resettle you, reground you. Taurus, yours is say yes. Now is the time to be open and receive. You may have a tendency, Taurus, to be kind of stuck in place right now. The universe is directing you to change, but you are not a big fan of change. So, in order to shift your reframe this week, say yes. Say yes to something that scares you. Say yes to something that might intimidate you. Say yes to something that you might not have done before. You need to get out of the pattern that you're in. And in order for you to do that, you need to take a step outside of that comfort zone and a step outside of the box. And sometimes that might mean saying yes to something that you would typically say no to. So, Taurus, this is a week for you to say yes. Gemini, you are wanted. There is a home waiting within. It can be really easy to get distracted by all of the pretty things that are going on outside of us. This is a time for you to go within. You want to know that you yourself are wanted. And sometimes we put that onto other people. But do you want the person that you are? Do you want to live in your own skin? And if the answer to that is no, then that is the place that you need to work on. That's the place that you need to start. You can't go outside of yourself all the time and expect for your internal self to be at its best and its brightest. This is a time for you to look within, to know that you are wanted, that you want yourself, and then you can go forward from there and you can help others and be distracted by all the pretty things. But for now, you need to concentrate and you need to look within, which piggybacks off this one. Cancer, go inward. It is time to connect with your inner child. This is a time for you to look within and examine who you are. There has been a lot of emphasis on you, and Mars is going to circle back around to you at the beginning of next year. This is an opportunity for you to go inward, for you to explore that inner child and see what that inner child has to think and has to say, and just explore what it is that your inner child wants. Inner child work can be some of the most powerful work that you ever do, but you have to allow yourself to start. You have to go there. It can be really emotional, especially in the beginning, but tap into what that inner child has to say. Your inner child won't steer you wrong, and you can get there further if you go and you do all of that inner child work. So look inward and ask your inner child some questions this week. Leo, you are worthy. You are worth it all, my love. Self-confidence might not necessarily be your problem, but self-worth in this case might be. So pay attention to your self-worth. Mars is in your sign right now. This is an opportunity for you to look at your self-value, to look at your self-worth. If that's something that you struggle with or that you may be lacking, then this is definitely where you want to put your focus this week. Pay attention to what it is and how it is that you interpret yourself or what it is that you say about yourself. Those things can be really good indicators about the place that we need to do work on ourselves. So know, Leo, that you are worthy, you are worth it. And then once you know that, who knows what the sky has in mind for you? Maybe the sky's the limit, but you are worth it. Virgo, review your responsibilities. This one's been coming up for you a lot lately. Not all responsibilities are ours to hold. Again, keep working on that checklist. Maybe you haven't taken off enough items from your checklist so that you can pronounce that that can be for somebody else. This is an opportunity for you to get rid of the things that don't serve you any longer. So pay attention, review your responsibilities, and see what it is that brings you joy. What brings you energy to get more things done? If it doesn't, is it something that you can pass off to somebody else? Is it something that you can pay somebody else to do that has that emotion, that feeling behind it? You want to bring more joy into your life. This is an opportunity for you to do that. But first, you have to make some room for the new and get rid of the old. So take a look at the responsibilities and see what brings you joy. Libra, yours is let it come forth. Give yourself permission to feel it. Feeling can be a challenging thing for a lot of us. It's not necessarily something that we all want to experience, but sometimes we need to feel it so that we can just let it go through us. And that's where you are this week, Libra. You need to feel it. Just thinking it isn't enough. And that may be your tendency to want to just think it. If I can just think this, then it will go forward and I can go from there. But you need to truly feel it. And if you allow yourself to feel it, then you can allow those emotions to come up and out. And then it's a way for you to make space. So you need to feel it and not think it this week. If you feel emotional in regards to something, then maybe you're on the right path. But don't just overthink things. Feel it. Scorpio, yours is let it go. Let go of all of no longer serves you. This is an opportunity for you to purge. Let go of things. Now, this might not necessarily be something that's within your comfort zone because you prefer to just have things remain the same. It's like Taurus a little bit in there. But in order for you to make room for the new, you have to let go of things. So get rid of some things. I know, I mean, I'm a Scorpio. That's not necessarily the easiest thing to do. Have somebody help you if you need to, but let go of those things that no longer serve you. And this is mental as well as physical. Let go of the stories that are holding you back. And then just wait for what the universe has in store for you. There's something that's waiting out there for you, but before the new can come in, you have to let go of the old. So Scorpio, let it go. Sagittarius, yours is seek guidance in this. It is time for a different perspective. Sagittarius, this might be a little challenging for you because you tend to think that you have the information that you need and you can make a decision with that, and that you don't necessarily have to ask for other people's advice. This is a time for you to ask for somebody else's advice if you need to. Get somebody else's perspective. If you can find another perspective on your own by looking at the duality and tapping into your sign that's across from you, Gemini, great. But you may struggle with this a little bit. So ask for help. There's nothing wrong with asking for help and admitting that maybe you don't know the answer to this. Allow that different guidance, that different perspective to come in and see what direction it could take you. You could be surprised. It could be something that you hadn't necessarily anticipated and that can take you in a more positive direction or could change the course. Or you may get some intuitive hit that you're like, I wonder what direction this could take me in. Just pay attention to the different perspectives this week and see what happens. All right, Capricorn, yours is pull yourself close. Every part of your being is deserving of love. You have been undergoing a lot of transformation for the last just over a decade, probably more close to 15 years. It is important for you to tap into yourself. Who are you now that you have gone through this transformative period? Are you somebody that you like and somebody that you admire? If you're not, then maybe more work is still needed. But if you do, then love yourself for who you are. Pull yourself close. You are the most important person in your own life, even though you may think it's somebody else, you may think it's something else, but it's you. Pay attention to that feeling. Pay attention to whether you feel that you love yourself. And if you don't, as I said, you may have some more work to do, and that is your area of, that is your task for the week. Aquarius, disappointment is not the end. There's hope even in the darkest of nights. Hope can be a really challenging thing for some people, but hope is the point of a lot of the things that we go through. If we're not optimistic and hopeful, then sometimes what do we have left? Disappointment may be the end of the road in that particular matter, but it doesn't mean that it's the end of the road overall. We all get our hopes up in regards to certain things, and we all can have falls and letdowns when something doesn't go the way that we expect or the way that we want. But hope is one of the most important things that you can find in this world. And disappointment can be just another lesson on the path that we call being human beings. So try not to let the disappointment get to you. Find some way to be hopeful. If you need to have a pity party for a moment, have a pity party for a moment, but don't remain in that place. Find the hope. The end is not necessarily the end, it can be just the beginning. And Pisces, yours is let go of the past. It is time to envision a new story. Pisces is the end of the astrological zodiac. We, at the beginning of next year, are starting to come up on some transits that are the end of the road, so to speak. Neptune, the nodes, and Saturn will all be changing signs over the course of next year. So there is an opportunity for you to have a new story, to write a new story in regards to something that you want. It just might not happen in the time frame that you would like it to. So dream up some possible options of things that you want to shift and things that you want to change. But try not to be too disappointed if it doesn't happen in the time frame that you want it to. So again, I'm Sarah from Soul Heart Intuitive Coaching. Hopefully this has been helpful for you. If it has, I would love to hear from you. Please comment below. I would love to start a dialogue with you. You can find me at www.soulheartintuitivecoaching.com. You can also find me on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. I hope you enjoy the rest of your week and allow this holiday season to bring you all the hope that you will need. I will talk to you soon and enjoy the rest of your day and enjoy the rest of your week. Have a good one.